Hey, Coach. Great discussion during the break, by the way. Wiggy expected that you would walk in here and be on his side.
I didn't expect that.
When it comes to planting the flag.
No.
Right again.
And you are not. You believe.
Yeah, if you're an underdog and you win on the road in a rivalry game, like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with planting the flag?
So let's just change all rivalry games to plant the flag game. For whoever wins can plant the flag.
Slippery slope guy.
I'm not missing the point. What's the point?
The point is, if you're an underdog on the road in a rivalry game,
okay,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, and have some class. Win with
the classless part is punching someone with a helmet.
No.
Thank you.
Also
Thank you.
The classless part is going up to the middle of the field and planting your flag. You won. Take your dub like a man. And have some respect for your.
Right, go to your
opponent.
locker room and lose, and don't go on the field.
Let's talk about
because
the
you know it's going to
Patriots. Let's talk about
you
the
know what it
Patriots.
leads. Jerod, you know better than anything I do. You know what that leads to? Fists getting thrown.
Yeah, with helmets and shoulder. Who's really getting hurt? The person throwing the punch is probably going to get hurt before the person with
Not
the helmet
everybody.
on.
Sometimes the helmet gets pulled off.
Well, there you go.
And
Then
somebody's getting a black eye.
All right.
Have you had a black eye during a game?
No.
Has anyone ever tried you like that and like punched you dead in your eye?
No
In a
one's
football?
ever tried.
Exactly. I hope the questions are about football today. I'm gonna punch you dead in your eye. No, but
I'm going to take you right out.
no, here we go. Let's do it.
Well, listen. In that game till the end, I think we were talking about it before you came, and really, from our perspective, the outside perspective, it's being again in scoring position, and you got penalties, and you're unable to convert.
Yeah, to me, the game came down to red area. Defensively, we're poor. Offensively, we're poor in the red area. We walk away with no points on the field goal. And we just have to execute. That is the NFL, and this is what I continue to try to tell the guys. Like, this is the NFL. We've been in 7 one-score games. 7 one-score games, and we have to find a way to get over the hump and win those games. And I got to do a better job.
And you say you have to do a better job. You got to get when you look at the situation penalty-wise and these guys holding. Is there anything? I mean, is that just a pure disadvantage talent-wise, and that's their only option? Is that coaching? Like what?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. What I will say is the week prior, it was the operational pre-snap penalties, which are just totally focused concentration type of penalties. Look, we're in the NFL. Like, there will be times where it's holding, or someone's out there with poor technique and it's pass interference, like on the pass play to Jelani. Look, the first time we had this crew was the first Miami game, and there were 10 holding calls between the two teams. So we went into the game knowing like these refs, they're going to call holding, and that's the most frustrating part for me, because once it does happen, it's like, all right, let's fix it. There, obviously, you can call them ticky-tack or not ticky-tack. Like, we need to be able to adjust in the game and do business as business is being done.
When you say do a better job, like, especially in the red zone, do you think it's more about play selection, maybe being, and I don't want to use the word aggressive, but just maybe play selection when it comes to offensively and having that many opportunities? Or is it more about we had the right play on, but it was poor execution by the players?
Yeah, look, to me, it's everyone. Like, we can say, play selection, we can say execution. The field gets shorter, as you know, the lower you get down. So now that safety that was in the middle of the field, you were able to, take him out of the game. He's now part of the game, both in the run game and the pass game. And we have to get a hat on a hat and score touchdowns. And we just weren't able to do that. And I would say defensively, we weren't able to stop them.
Positives-wise, I would say the biggest positive was your total yards on offense, 422, the most since 2022, I believe, for you guys. Is that Drake Maye and his ability to just get the ball out there but also take off with his legs? And is that AVP making sure that Drake is improving every week?
Yeah, I would say a combination of the two. I think Drake's getting better every week. I talk about him not being a repeat error guy. I would also say, just as we sit up here and when we're not able to run the ball, we say, well, it starts up front. Now we run the ball for 200 yards, and it starts up front. And I would say that Layden, was it perfect? No. But he went out there and played his tail off and had some big blocks for us, and that's part of it. And I know, look, we all want to sit here and, look, Drake is a good player, and he will be a good player. He'll get better as we go on. But there are other young players that have to take those steps, and I would say Layden took a step. Now, hopefully we can continue on that trajectory going forward.
You had said after the game that, you thought about calling a timeout before the 2-point conversion or even on that drive, the 19-play drive by the Colts.
If we would have taken, when I went back and watched it, and this was part of the conversation too, if we would have taken our timeouts on that final drive, we would have got the ball back with, it was a 7-play drive or something like that. We would have gotten the ball back with like 5 seconds and no timeouts. And so it did give us an opportunity to, at the end of the game, still have a chance. But go ahead.
So I think you've done a great job of being your own man. And it's something that we've credited you for, that a lot of people have followed certain coaches and then they try to be that person. It was frustrating for me to hear you cite the Super Bowl with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. You're right. And look, I probably shouldn't. When I said it, I was frustrated, first of all, which I should have taken a deep breath. I should not have said that. I should not have said it.
Yeah.
Neutralized. Bam. hey, he did not expect me. He didn't expect me to say, you know what, guys? I should not have said that.
Yeah, you figured him out.
I shouldn't have said it. And then you're like, it was like I saw smoke coming out your ears. Look, I shouldn't have said it. And we all make mistakes.
Honestly, I have not had anybody agree with me in 5 years.
I know.
That's not true. We just agreed that the planning of the flight.
Yeah,
2 times in a day.
Jerod, you're my man.
Well, at least we got like some insight on, because our biggest conversation was, the reason why you didn't call your timeouts, and part of our conversation was the fact that we felt like you wanted to have enough time offensively, which you did, and put yourself in a position. Now, it would have been a history making field goal play.
Yeah, but I would also say, Joey, I know he missed a short field goal during the game, but pregame is always big, especially with specialists. And he was booming them in pregame, and I felt like that gave us the best scenario. I think, since like 2014, I think it's 1 in 11 as far as kicks like that. Same thing with Hail Marys. Like, was it 1 out of 12, 1 out of 10? I don't know. I just felt like that was the best thing to do.
That short pass for Drake, were you guys were hoping to get a little bit closer than 67 yards out?
Yeah, that's why we ran it. You run the slants because they're playing off. You run the slants, and I thought Hunter and the quarterback did a good job getting the ball out and getting down. Like, that's part of the situations that we go over every day.
Speaking of Hunter Henry, how's there not a helmet-to-helmet when it comes to
I asked the referee about that, and, he said it wasn't helmet-to-helmet. His screws didn't line up exactly. Didn't line up exactly like a transformer. Like, all right, penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I realize he wasn't defenseless, but it's still.
That's right. He was a runner.
But it's still helmet to helmet. It's
tough. It's a bang bang. It's a bang bang.
If we're going to talk about penalties, I mean, Christian Barmore after the game, the 2-point conversion try. I mean, you do want, if you do say that this is a crew that calls a lot of holding, there was a pretty obvious one of the biggest play of the game.
I thought so too, but. Well, I'm not going to get fined.
Yeah, we'll pay it for you.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Greg will pay it.
Helmets, help us out. Helmets pay for it.
Hellman's mayonnaise. I can make that commitment. Going forward, Hellman's will pay all of your fines.
All right. You said it, and it's recorded.
For anything, or we'll get Land Rover of Norwood.
I love referees, but really, like they're in a difficult position too, especially as it comes down to the end of games like that.
Yeah.
And
listen, you won the challenge. I mean, went your way. So
the other one. Go ahead and bring up the other one that I could have challenged on the drive.
Yeah. We've
been together way too long at this point. I know exactly what you guys are going to say.
You know what we're going to ask. All right. Yeah.
But on that play, I didn't get a clear shot of it. On that one that I know some people think I should have challenged. I didn't get a clear shot of it, and I would say, the 49ers, we lost that challenge. Last week, we lost that challenge, and I would say this guy had his hands under the ball more than those guys did.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers playing in the game. When did you guys make that decision that he was going to not only be back at practice but be playing in the game?
We just had to see what he looked like in practice, and again, he came off the commissioner's exempt list and was ready to go.
And I feel like watching that, my first reaction immediately after the game was the Colts' approach is what we have been longing for this team, which is balls to the wall, go for 2, whether it was the Titans game or otherwise. I feel like that is what I don't know what they're we'll go back in time here, but I feel like a lot of Patriots observers want that from you, which is let's try and win every game. If we lose, whatever. We're all trying to get better.
Yeah, I will say, we talk about the one-score games and the, once you start going for it on every 4th down or going for 2 here, that's when you get those real blowouts. And so what I would say is I'm trying to do the best job that I can with the team that we have right now, and that's through taking care of the football, going out there playing with good fundamentals. And I understand the frustration of go for two, don't go for two. I understand it 100%. But at the same time, I'm coaching this team here in the present, and also we're trying to build a foundation going forward.
Well, yeah, our guy Scheim back at the station had some coaching critiques this morning.
That's
Scheim, I don't know if you want to bring any of those up.
No, it's fine. Like, I mean, look, that's what the game is, and these questions that come up are symptoms of losing. They're symptoms of losing football. If we would have won the game, then the critiques would have probably been a little bit different.
Yeah.
I just have a question for general knowledge. Who is your Ernie Adams in game?
You just stole my Hellman's question of the week right out from under me.
How would I?
Well, let me tease it. You can purchase Hellman's at your local Walmart or grocery store to add extra deliciousness and creamy flavor to your game day dishes this football season. And not only is
lack of communication.
Oh,
yeah,
I know what that's
we
like.
got to blow a timeout here.
Not only is Curtis asking, but Boomer Esiason was asking this morning who you're on headsets with.
I'm on the headsets with all the coaches. Look, I don't want to get into comparisons about Ernie or anything like that, but I do have a channel that I go to with Evan, and we have a conversation. And ultimately, it's my decision. And so all the coaching critiques should go to me and not anyone else. Like, all of those plays, go for two, not go for two. Like, that's all 100% me.
Gerard, when you're in that last situation, right? Because as I'm watching,
can I ask a question?
Go ahead. You
real
can
quick?
ask whatever you
Hey,
need.
so if we were losing, look, losing stinks regardless. If we were losing games by, let's just say, 21 points a game versus being in the games at the end, and I understand we've lost those games. Like, which is better? It's losing football.
Yeah. So you're saying it doesn't matter?
No, what I'm saying is we have to be able to control the ball. We have to go out there and play, fundamentally sound. And I'm not going to say conservative or anything like that, but you're coaching and also playing to have a chance at the end of the game. Because we know the one-score games, that's what the NFL is.
Well, it's also probably you don't have the track meet offense where if you're down 10, 15 points in the second half, it's not a team that likely is going to come back.
I'm just saying.
In other words.
No. I mean,
You've gotten better
you guys,
at not answering those.
No, for sure. And I've learned not to talk about hypotheticals.
Did somebody get Stacy out of here?
But my thing is going back. Let's go back. Even the 2-point conversion. Hold on, let me get finished.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to tell you why it's frustrating for fans. But
go ahead. Tell me.
No, I want you to finish.
Nope.
No, I think it's frustrating because you are in these games, and short of penalties, you would win these football games. I think, and that's got to be really frustrating for you as well.
It is very frustrating. And look, we're doing everything we can to try to get better. We have a bye week. We're going to do a lot of reflecting and things like that. We'll practice a couple of days and hopefully try to string some games together.
Yeah.
Well, here's no hypotheticals. Just take me through and the fans. First and goal, it's Colts run, and now it's the 4th and goal situation. And the mindset of what defensive play call, is there a call to maybe put pressure on them, or are you expecting another run? Like, what's the whole mindset when they run, basically first and goal, now it's a 4th down situation defensively, to be a little bit more aggressive or maybe to play a little bit more zone coverage?
No, it's a good question. I would say before we even get to that point, they converted 3 4th down conversions on that drive.
Yep.
And so, look, we make any one of those plays and the game has changed. And then earlier in the show, we talked about the Barmore situation. And so, look, it comes back to defeating the person across from you and making the play, and we just didn't do that.
All right. How was Thanksgiving?
It was good. It's always good to be around family. And look, I'm thankful for a lot of things. And I said it. I'm thankful for the opportunities, to coach this football team. I'm thankful to be here with you guys. I could be doing something else, and I'd rather be here with you guys.
Yeah, well,
Sponsored by
we appreciate
Hellman's Mayo.
Brought to you by Hellman's.
But what I will say is, look, we will get better. We feel like we have a good piece at the quarterback position, and now it's about just getting better and putting a better product out there for the fans. They deserve more, and that'll be better.
It's that run he had yesterday it's exciting.
Yeah.
he's really, really good.
You used to do that in high school?
Yeah, I did. If I got off the bench.
his dream.
He was actually running after Hellman's.
There you go.
Is that when you do you start? I know you're probably going to tell me you don't get ahead of yourself, but when you kind of look toward, we've talked a lot with you about the roster. When you look toward what this team needs, is there an area that you say is your number one focus? Is it offensive line? Is it getting him the weapons because I know you think about it.
Yeah, I do think about it, and I would also say that's part of this week for me. Like, as much as you want to go on a beach and chill out, like, we just don't have time to do that from a coaching or from a scouting perspective. And so this time is for us to reflect and kind of address those questions that you just have.
And Jerod, last one for me, because you had said you're constantly learning and you're constantly trying to grow as a coach. What are the things that you look at and you go, all right, maybe I shouldn't say this, or sometimes I get frustrated and I say this, and it like when you start to reflect there, are you like kind of working your way through, because a lot of it is like media related, like so it's a lot of the stuff that you're working your way through saying, I got to approach things differently because sometimes I may say something that I believe, but it gets taken out of context.
Yeah, my main concern has always been the guys in that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look, you guys can take comments that I've said and make them look like whatever you want. But to me, like most kingdoms, are taken down within. And my job is for us not to be divisive, but to come together, especially when there's so much noise and chatter on the outside.
Were you able to watch that Jaguars game and the Trevor Lawrence hit?
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Anytime you see a guy go into that type of posture, it's always a scary moment for everyone. So thoughts and prayers out to Trevor and his family and the team.
What? Sorry.
You're over here looking at pictures.
Well, Rob
Nikovich.
Rob Nikovich wants to know who's nose whistling on the microphone, me, you, or Wiggy.
It's not me for sure.
Probably me. I got a little bit of a runny nose for some reason, and I can't catch it. I can't catch it, Rob. I'm trying to put my mic up when
it's
I have
a little
to.
red too. Your nose.
Nico, just get a job.
I know. I mean,
like we're sitting
do you
here
have
talking
one
about-
for him?
No,
I mean,
no, I don't have one. For him.
You don't have? Has he been
My
asking?
focus is with the staff we have right now.
How's it been to
Like,
work
he's
with?
texting you. He's listening to us right now
Yeah.
and text you that.
Yeah, I
How's
mean,
it
the
been to
man, he really extended his career far beyond what it should have been.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
Am I right
I
about that?
always tell guys.
He was like
and
done in Miami or New Orleans
You
or
know
wherever.
the thing, like as the further you get away from your career, like the stories you hear about some guys. Oh, this guy was so smart. This guy made all the plays, impact plays. Same with myself. It's like I hear people talk about me. I was like, oh, I was good. I wasn't that good.
You weren't that good. Speaking of coaches, I'm interested. How's Hightower been? What's it been like to work with him, a guy that did make all the plays?
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to chirp you at some point in time. It's been great. It's been a great learning experience, and I see him going through the same things I went through from a player becoming, then having your own room. And one of those is, look, we're out here to win games, and we're not out here. We are a family, we are friends, but we talk about we're family. I can't fire my daughter or my son or anything like that. But in this world, I think he's doing a good job, and he's coaching his tail off.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.